Hello, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party. I forgot Red again. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I am moving over from my Three.js project to my Say Hello project. And Say Hello project is a project that I have that I really like. And the idea is I want to give if I what I would really like to learn. I have enjoyed so much learning about the different kinds of hellos that you can have in different places and stuff like that. And so I'm going to go over, I'm going to find it in my recent, my say hello. So yeah, I really enjoy this project, but it is, it's a little disappointing because, the voice API it, it leaks data, right? It shares data to whoever, Microsoft or Google and stuff like that. And it will only work if you're online, which I think that is also kind of a problem. All right. Make table rows iter over a data structure. Oh, wait, so something came up here. Create a SH data service that publishes a list of words the table will use to print. So let's go in there. I don't know what I'm saying there. npm start. All right, so let's think. Oh, I said npm start. Um, hmm. Create a data service that publishes a list of words that the table will use to print. Okay. So I guess we're talking about a very primitive thing that isn't like really, really well thought out, but like is kind of holding a place because I think what happens is we're going to want to get that list for a given we're going to want to create that we're going to want for a given uh, combo of um, the what are they called? Let's see where you es. No, we want enus. All right, so basically for a given enus, which is our locale, is enus, our language is English, and our region is Spain. So we don't want that one. We want US. All right, so our region is the United States of America. Our language is English. And so these get get printed out. But we want to drive these three for um we want we want to reserve those three for um um we want to get these three and then iterate over them to show it. And so to start, I guess we're going to start with this data service. Now, I don't think I did one yet, so my sense is that we're about 85 to 90% complete on this project. I don't think this one will take long, or this like, and then once that's done, we're kind of like done coding, I think, unless I come up with something new. Um, but let's just see if it works. So basically, if I say hello and it recognizes hello, these will light up. There are some other weird little things because sometimes you'll say hello, like there's some words that sound the same in English, which makes it very, very difficult. Um, but they do have like a phrases, and so could probably be that could probably be useful, but I don't know if phrases works or not. T- Alternatively, I could instead of doing a just like the service that we use only only, like, I think it, is it the, yeah, the voice service. There's like a configuration for it. And I think I have it configured to only return one object and or only return one value. But I think that um, let's see, I could make it like return 20 items and then look in there to see if any of the items in there match. I might end up having to do that maybe when this is all done. Yeah, so here we go. Contiguous is set to false. I don't. I think the default is one item, and so right now we're only getting one back, and we're matching it. So if I say hello here, it may not even match. Hello. Okay, so it did match. See, the result was hello, and then we got a hello there, and it was not hi or hey. Hi. Now, hey, I think is the one that gets weird. Hey. Okay, so I'd seen, I think maybe last week or at some point, I saw that it would return H-A-Y, not H-E-Y. So, so this is good. Because hey can be either way. Like if we go to our voice tool, which is available to you at ilikeemail.com, you can use this tool here. And like if I go like this, I'll say hey. Hey. See, oh, that is fascinating. So that's crazy, right? Because how does it know that I didn't say H-A-Y? I'm curious. Horse, cow, hay. I was thinking it might do that. You see, when I said horse, it thought I said might have said eight, seven different things, and one of them is in fact horse and then horse. These two words are pronounced exactly the same, so that makes sense. Why that doesn't, and it's just the service. It's like there, and there's really not much we can do about it, unfortunately. You get what you get. That's all you get. Um, so anyway, so now we're trying to build this route. This, let's go back to here. We're trying to be create an SH data service that will eventually go online to our PHP server and get our region and language and get something. It'll either get like an empty array, or if it doesn't exist, or it'll return what we have stored. So then in the future, when I go to add new things, all I do is update this one. Now, this does make this so if anybody if anybody were to clone this, they'll be using my uh, thing here, and it'll be coded in there. Maybe I'll leave that like the actual. Um, yeah, I'll probably just leave that like where it's set in like an environment, or maybe set it like just make it to where it's like the actual connection is commented out, and you have to fix it. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. We could probably think about that when the time comes. All right, so we're creating a data service. So the first thing I like to do, as I say over and over again, I love creating my services this way. So like that. I wonder, can you? I'm actually very curious if you can. It's been a long time uh, since JavaScript has supported trailing commas. Yeah, I cannot believe that that package hasn't been able fixed so that you can have trailing commas. I wonder how hard that would be to like. I'm assuming the npm code is a open source, so I wonder how hard it would be to actually do that. Um, okay, sh voice service, and then data. So do we still just have a services folder? I know I almost always start off with just a basic folder services. So I always, when I tried really hard not to do this until I hit at least 4, but I like to break down. Once I hit 4 files in a folder, I like to add, I like to start considering like creating subfolders, which is one of the easiest things to do in Angular. And I think in TypeScript really. Um, but in this setup that I have right now with Visual Studio and TypeScript and all that, like if I go to move something, it's just the IDE handles it. So, anyways, we only have 3, so it probably still makes sense just to have them in a services um, folder. Now, do I call them all sh? It looks like I call them all sh, so might as well stay with that naming. And then come in here, cd, c, hit cap blocks, and then npm run sd data service. Uh-oh. Did I put it in the right package? Yep, I put it in the right package. Oh, sh data service. All right, now we know we're going. Oh, there's my at service. So I have 3 services. Oh, and this is the perfect place. Okay, this, my friends, is the perfect place. I think because I don't really do anything here, I think I could just switch this to service, but I want to see if it really works. To me, that is one of the greatest benefits um, of these smaller projects. Working on it, us like your own little smaller project, um, because I have found that um, like something like this is just trivial just to try. Um, but um, let's see. I guess I at least want to put these in alphabetical order. Um, and I want service and service EFG, EFG HI. So that would go here. Service. And then can I just replace this with at service? Is that how that works? One. I was actually thinking about this either last night or the night before. When I laid down for bed, I was like, I think all you have to do is do this. Now, I can tell you, I I would bet money. I really would. I would bet money that this will not always be this simple. That at some point in the future, there's going to be other steps, and they'll Angular will probably provide some sort of upgrade path, and that upgrade path will probably only work if you're doing service. That's funny. Service comes from core. That's a good filling. everybody, like when you can just go up in the imports and type in the import you want, that is a very, very good feeling. Um, and so much, like it took me a long time to learn this, but so much of lasting in software development is doing stuff that feels good. Oh, yes. Hi. Hello. What, did it break? Nope. Hello. Okay, thank goodness. Thought we were broken. All right. So now I have like an application that looks like it was created in Angular 22 as opposed to it looks like a native Angular 22 product, not an upgraded Angular 22 product. All right. So now we know we want to do a signal, and we know I think routing is probably the closest one. Okay, language and region. So we're going to do this. Again, I say it all the time, but there's just no way that this is the best practice the way I'm doing this. Um, and I honestly don't know what the best practice is. And this is going to be words. And it's going to be a writable signal. Writable resource. I don't ever remember seeing that one before. All right, so now we have a writable signal, which is words. And I think we have 4 of them. So let's just do this. It's going to be an array of strings. It's going to be an array of strings. And we're going to go with hello. Ooh, they need to be strings. Go with hello. Comma, hi. Comma, hey. That's going to be our test one. So that's that one. Greetings. Go with that for now. Now, I think this is enough, right? Like we've done enough of this to be able to listen and draw. So let's go here. Let's grab this. So this is, I guess that at service just automatically puts it in the root if you don't tell it. So we do have a writable service that is in the root that anybody can listen to. And I think we, in our components, we broke that down good. We did a great job of breaking that down. And we have a results panel. And then we have our, it's in here, right? Yep. So now we want to inject. Where are my injections? Why can't I see them? Oh, right here. So we forgot about hello the text. Oh, I don't think I need to. I think I need a placeholder. Okay, so let's go ahead and take care of this. So we're taking that. I always paste it in as a capital, but then I go back and rename it with a lowercase first word. Now let's come over here and do this, and then we got it. I guess I've never noticed, today was the first time I ever noticed that where this is in the cursor affects what shows up in this blue stop. So like, I think if the cursor is on this one, it's going to say, do you want me to delete it? Yeah, like it fix explain, like it does. But if you click on this one and then you go to the blue, you can import it, which is so darn obvious and so not something I just never did. All right, SH data service. So do we have a constructor? We do not even have a constructor. Bro, you don't have a constructor? Oh, bro. Rah. All right. Uh, everyone, he doesn't even have an constructor. Um, probably should have like enter your own or something in the custom, all that, and then it probably shouldn't even compare it if they haven't entered it. But that's just me thinking out loud for something in the future. All right, so we need to do a new import, and it's called effect. EFGHI. Effect. And then over here, we have to call the effect function. And the effect function needs a function. So now we're passing in an empty function, so it'll never run. So the way in effects, my understanding is the way in effects things happen is you you give it a signal to listen to, and anytime that signal gets published, and another way of the word that they use for publish is set. So anytime that signal gets set, this will execute if we have a variable that's being assigned, or yeah, if we're even executing the subject at all. But so we have um, a voice list. Um, uh, I'm going to call it a listen list, which is going to be an array of strings. And that's going to be equal to this string. And then is equal to data service, and then we only have one thing over there, words. So that's basically we'll take words from my service and tie it to listen list locally. And so now we can also create a function that says like update list or something. Populate list. And I think we're going to say this. Now, if I was doing unit tests, I would probably pass the list in. Because it's just so much easier to test a function that has its own arguments that isn't using the components attributes. So okay, and this one is going to return a void. And again, if I was doing a public, I would probably return something, maybe like the count in the list or something like that. But I don't care because I don't have unit tests. And that has given me the experience of using it, of doing these pure things and all that. And I have an environment where I do all that, and then here's an environment where I don't do that, and it will give me a chance to sort of notice the differences between um, when it's listening and when it's not. I mean, sorry, or when I do these things, if there's like negative results. Um, And unless there's some new thing that happens, I just don't see how pop unit tests are going to be a thing. I think they really blew it. I don't think they should have changed. Like their default probably should have stayed Karma Jasmine, even though that thing is an absolute disaster. My last video is up at YouTube. I don't know if it's working yet though. Hello everybody, it's Marty JavaScript. It's working. So I hit like, I will listen to the whole thing at some point, and then and when I do that, I'll put like a date and all that. But right, basically, I just always hit like just so that I know that I've seen that it at least plays, and then um, so that's all that means. Now you used to be able to see it on the channel, like here. So that was always a really good thing because I could see if I could see if I had if I had validated yet, but you can't. So then I started using comments, but comments, like I said, I don't do a comment until I've actually done it. Now, just since we're here, you see that the number of views I get. This one got 15. That was really good. So my Three.js ones definitely that my these Angular Space and Time definitely seem to be popular. Now I will get like a pop on some of these little short ones. Yeah, like this one. It's kind of funny because that one has 30, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the icon. Like people just like they see that and they're like, "Oh, that's neat," and it's only like a couple minutes long. It's like 12 minutes long. Um, but anyways, to me the most interesting thing is, and they don't always show it. Sometimes they say they don't have enough information. So see, my views went up, but my watch time went down, and that's because I'm smaller views. And I got 3 new viewers, 3 new subscribers, but they're telling you like so yeah, I was at 492 this morning or last night, and now I'm at 494. So I actually picked up 2 today, which is pretty cool. Um, and then analytics. No, community is the really interesting one. No, analytics, and it's the audience. And so this is the um, thing that I find to be fascinating is this guy right here. Well, so they're not telling us. Oh, okay, so 3.9. See, they're not giving us the age and gender. They were giving us age and gender for a long time, and it was like literally like 99%. It would literally say 100% male, but I know I have female subscribers. So I don't know why it says 100% male. And it's not like I have that many things. It's only like 680, right? Like there was only like 669 people last month looked at my videos. So like, or in the last 30 days. So like they should be able to actually break that one down. Almost everybody watches from the computer. A few times I'll start to get like a big, suddenly like I'll have videos that like 200 people watch or something, and those are almost always mobile. When that happens, it'll end up being like 50-50 or something mobile. So I don't know what that's all about. So 9.2% of the people are from United States, and then 4% are from India. And apparently there's some people from this, I believe this is what we used to say called Turkey with Turkey. It looks like they decided they want a different name. I don't think this see more doesn't actually give you more data. It just kind of gives you a different view of things. And then, so it looks like I think most of my people are probably, most of the people, my people, most of the people that have like last 365 days. Yeah, see, so India is definitely the dominant one by a long shot. Um, and then yeah, they get like 2,000 people, 1,918 people, I think this means, viewed in the last 365 days, watched by. Then like the United States is 400 and or 500, so one fourth of the views. And then Bangladesh is usually very close behind. And then it kind of seems like Bangladesh, like whenever we have like lots of friction with that within that region of the world, we this will drop to zero and then it'll come right back. But you can see Sri Lanka, Nepal, Vietnam. Like if you added everything up that in the last year, like the United States is tiny. So, you know, and I don't know why. I really don't. I think, well, it's just not that fun. It's not a very like it's not a most Americans don't really want to do this. So not sure why. I do know why. It's because it's unless you can work at a place that only hires Americans, you kind of lose all the American like sort of all the American benefits. Not like government benefits or state or city benefits or anything like that. Like you lose like like for example, at my current job, we have a lot of attorneys. And if you go over to the attorneys area, it's like all wood paneled. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just like they demand that. But like um if you work in a like a lot of places that have like a lot of like where they've imported a lot of people, the people don't really demand the level of stuff that the Americans, the same stuff. They do demand a lot of stuff because I have seen the like I've worked at places, enormous places where we had access to the data of like complaints and stuff, like where people could like drop suggestions and complaints, and they complain just as much as Americans. They just complain about different things. It's usually like for them, they're a lot of times they're complaining about like the freshness of the food, like they want fresh, they want availability to like fresh vegetables and fresh fruits and stuff like that. And um, we will generally complain about like having to stay longer or having to work on a holiday, stuff like that. The complaints are the same though. It really the number ends up being about the same. It's just that what you complain about is different. Anyways, uh, so I have my results panel. I have my populate list. Let me hit F12 here, and there's our array. There is our array. And so what we can do now is we can go in here. That's that. And right before the table, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say guess I didn't call it words. What did I call it? Listen list. Now, okay, yeah, let's try this. I think I don't like going this direction now. I remember now I don't like this. I don't like this, not one bit. And the reason I don't like it is because I think we're going to get the error that says that something changed before. And this is just sort of, I don't know why, but this was like kind of the pattern that was kind of in the early Angular. This was kind of how they did that. Wait, listen list. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that worked. Now, I don't know if, so yeah, I don't know if we'll see that error, but the way you can be bulletproof about not having that error, and it does make the code a lot easier, I think, is to do this instead. And this is it, remove it completely from, um, if you can get away with it, remove it completely from the template. And this is how I end up with. I was wondering why I ended up with so many empty constructors in my other project, and this is exactly why. Because I've kind of got an old habit of listening. All right, so what we want to do is we just want to get it directly from the service into the template. I'd strongly suggest this one. I don't think I say that very often, um, like strongly suggesting, but yeah, so we can iterate over them now. I think one of the other things, cannot believe I didn't use, can I do a placeholder here? Um, custom listening for word. And then I think we can just get rid of this altogether. All right, I like that. So now we can just enter whatever we want. Now I did add it to key up, so that was weird. But howdy, 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 partner, howdy, partner. Very cool. All right, so we have our words up here. We have our results. We changed. We got rid of the text, the default text, because I think we've outgrown that. And then so we don't need this anymore. Maybe I do need the hello text. This maybe not. I don't know. Let's try getting rid of it and see if there's an issue. Results panel. Okay, so the results panel needs the hello text. Wait, in the HTML on line 34. Mm. Okay, so we show the result based on that hello text. So we do need the hello text. But we don't need to set it to anything, I don't think. And then I almost feel like, so what happens if we do this now? Hello. Okay, so we probably don't want that to be, we probably want it to be like this if there is none. Or maybe we want a whole different icon. I don't know. All right, so I think we're good for today. Let me go back to my README. Okay, so create a publish to list of words that the table will use to print. We did that. We did that. Winners. All right. Now we want next week. We'll make the table iterate over the data structure for each entry. And I guess we don't need the go to 11. Do not collect $200 anymore. That's that. Um, maybe I guess we should also only show a result. Actually, we shouldn't show anything over there in the status unless there's a. Okay, so hide custom status if there is a word. That's funny because we can't type this in. Hello. So, so yeah, I think that basically the entire column probably should just be hidden. This entire thing here. There should be like a ng or ngIf. There needs to be Angular template language to hide this completely until there's a actual word. So I think that, and that'll be super simple. So let's go back here one more time. Server. Okay, and then we're gonna 16. Update the Angular data service to retrieve new data if the route changes. So basically when they come in, and we'll probably have like routing pages that you can probably a way to select the ones that we've actually built out this stuff for. Um, and so when that happens, or well, if they type it in and they go there, it reloads the whole page. So that's not a problem. But like if we give them a links and we don't make it to where it's a full reload, if we actually make it to where it is routing links, then we need to recall and get new data. And then we probably also need to put like a loading. So I'm going to put that here, 17. Update the list to what's the word I'm thinking of, to show loading. I'll just say a loader until the data is retrieved. So we're probably going to need to add like another, in the data service, like another value that tells us, that announces whether it's loading or, what the current state is. And then, I thought there was another thing. But anyways, oh yeah, I think it was that, but I can update that. That's going to be really easy. So it feels like we are probably like I bet you we are going to be done in, what are we are July. So the rest of, so the rest of July there'll probably be like 3 more sessions, and then 4 sessions in June, July, August. I bet you at the end of August this will be done. This will be like fully functioning with multiple languages and all that. And then we'll just have to see if people like it or not. See if what the story is. Um, and then, oh, you know what? I do need. Actually, I want like a description. All right. Okay, so we'll do that after. Then we'll add our. Well, no, we should do that earlier. Um, and then this is where things get really weird because, well, no, I don't think so. Anyways, hide the custom status if there's not a word, and then 14. Expand the words refactor. The words object to the words from strings to objects. And basically, and add a description for each word. And so I want to kind of say, oh, this is a formal greeting. This is a for less formal greeting, but not like an informal greeting. Like it'd be appropriate to say it in a formal environment, but it doesn't feel as formal. And then hey will be like a version of hello, but is more along the lines of trying to get their attention as opposed to like just do like a greeting. It's more like a hey, can you like take a look at this or something like that. So anyways, I think we made really good progress today. Um, and like I said, the main goal of this was to be done in 2026. So at the end of 2026, if this is a good, nice working project, then I'll be done. And if it's not, then I won't be. I mean, I gotta believe I'll be done. Now the other one, the flashcards, that one's gonna. I don't think I'll get done with that this year. But that is one that I think I will use. Like once I have it, I will have created something for myself that I will really enjoy. This is nice. This was, but you know, saying hello is nice, and that's about it. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.